Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday, the 16th of May. So looking at the euro dollar first as ever, and well, Friday's pivot swing turned out well for yesterday. We saw a decent push up from that, and we've seen since then through the Asian session quite a kicker. I mean, half of yesterday at least already coming in. It'll be interesting to see resistance around the previous highs there. So we saw selling come in immediately at those previous highs, but it'll be interesting to see if we do come into some selling there. But at the moment, I would be looking at the bigger picture. The bigger picture here, from a weekly perspective, is seeing us, if we can break those highs, well, we're above this trend line, so it leaves us pretty open now towards the 112 area, maybe certainly 111 area, closer area, but some of these bigger sort of figures could well be on the cards. So let's just come down the time frames now. The 4-hourly from this, as you can see, we're coming to other resistance that may come in is the R1, which is round about spot on with that weekly R1, which is round about spot on with the previous open there from a week ago on Sunday. As I said, break beyond that part, it leaves us open for the monthly R1, which is again certainly a possibility from here. Any sell-offs now through the Asian session, it becomes a little bit more difficult. We've got an untouched daily pivot below us again, which may stay untouched just that way. I was just looking through the news. There's pretty insignificant news out today, so that's due out, which is likely to affect the euro too much. So, well, maybe if it pushes up, it will be allowed to. But any rollover, what I'd be looking for maybe is a move back, possibly towards the 21 moving averages. It's been a while since it's hit those, so if it starts getting weak, that would be a potential target, possibly more likely than the well, certainly more likely than the daily pivot at the moment. But so for now, it will remain bullish on the euro. Cable, the pound dollar. Well, it's a bit of a choppy old session yesterday. It did have a decent shove up, and then we saw it just run out of steam, and it's got a trend line running across this. Let's put it on there across the high here now, a little trend line, which oops, badly drawn, but you can see roughly what I'm talking about. And there's certainly one across the bottom there of the wedge. So. Get this one drawn any better. So there is that sort of wedgy sort of pattern kicking there in a sort of decent upward move. That I mean, we was talking yesterday, there was a divergence originally and a double divergence, triple divergence, but it hasn't really sold off very much. It's holding quite stable, and there is a chance that we could push above this wedge and push it to the upside, maybe. It is quite bitty during the days at times. It has some decent runs. It ran off pretty well yesterday afternoon, eventually moving down pretty well, but got a bit oversold, and now back on the upward run at the moment. It's all over its daily pivots. That takes that away for any sort of possible target. Any post 8 o'clock push or continuation here would be looking into yesterday's highs. The R1, of course, first, but then yesterday's highs that sort of sitting there. There obviously was looking at the price action around these highs. There was obviously selling coming into that sort of level of 129.35, 129.40 sort of zone. So if it can push, I mean, there's the previous support around that sort of area you can see across the left of the screen there. If it can shove up beyond that, well, as I say, yeah, R1 yesterday's highs, maybe even pushing up further. Any sell-off here, well, I'd be looking for the sort of yesterday's lows, and then the S1, that 500 MA as a reasonable targets. Okay, that's cable. Dollar yen. Get a picture of dollar yen. That'd be good. There we go. So dollar yen, well, had a bit of an upward day yesterday, but it's seeming again this morning to want to sell back down. some strength really in the yen here, pushing down towards its monthly R1 there at the moment. S1. No, beg your pardon, R1. I was right in the first place. Moving back down towards the R1. It looks quite an easy, solid pattern there at the moment. It's little else to be said here. It's already hit the daily pivot. The S1 could well be a reasonable target for today. Yesterday's lows are just above that as well, so would be a reasonable target for perhaps today if it comes off there. Just sitting around that sort of midday low almost there. Yeah, a sell-off could just bring us down there. Maybe some more. Okay, dollar yen. Let's have a look at the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar struggles best time at the moment. It's monetary policy minutes are out through the Asian session. That's that cleared out of the way now. Got the potential to push up towards the daily 21 there. If it build any legs there, it does sit in large consolidation periods for long periods, and it's pretty much doing so at the moment. But it does look erring on the bullish side when you look at it from this time frame here at the moment. And if it's 4 hourly, you can see the higher lows, higher highs, messed up a little bit perhaps at this point. But this is more of the flag on that 4 hourly. It's already hit the daily pivot. It's a break of the highs here. We'll see us run up to yesterday's highs, the R1. That'd be a nice target if it starts breaking to the upside. Break of the lows, really be looking at that 200 and the S1. So relatively straightforward on that. As I said, really the 4 hourly time frames still looks relatively bullish from what we're seeing here. And as we could push up, but if that does fail, then it's quite simple for the downside. Okay, and finally the Canadian dollar. Oil's been pushing up fractionally. It's come back here. It's daily 21. We've already seen a little bit of a bounce off that daily 21. So today we may just fall through that. We've still got as I mentioned yesterday, the monthly pivot below. There's lovely support there with prior high there as well. At sort of point that's 34 coming in. So it was to come down that far. Great support area. Already through the weekly pivot we see on the 4 hourlies here, so no upward targets there, just really potential to run down to its S2. Daily potential, well, there is the untouched daily pivot above, so any sort of softening of oil price, break this sort of downward trend that's sort of would be sitting from the highs here through. Could see the daily pivot, maybe some more up to the 50 MA there. Okay, that's pretty much it. This morning, I should have mentioned when I was looking at the pound dollar, the CPI data is due out this morning, expected to come in about 2.6. Not a great shock for the market because we've already got we had the inflation report last week, and that probably gave us pretty much a bit of guidance for around that number anyway. So, however, it is expected to come at 2.6. Anything more than that, of course, will be a bit more of a surprise. Side of that, we've got some smaller data, German economic sentiment, etc., coming in through the morning, 10 o'clock, and then building permits later on. But nothing majorly significant. Lots of little capacity utilization, industrial production in the US at 2:15, and then mortgage delinquencies at 3 o'clock. So it's all pretty small data. Okay, that's it for me. Have a great day. Bye for now.